Check 1 2. Check 1 2. If there's a 7 in the building, there's a strong probability that we can start the show. If there's a 7 in the building, and if it's a little bit thumbs up, we're guaranteed to start the show. Is there a 7 in the building somewhere in this marsh world? We're looking for a 7, just a 7. We're looking for a 7 in the building of this marsh world. Family, it comes to mind that it's time to get busy. But we're definitely going to need a 7 in the building. And we're going to start. Family, if you're new to the show here on Moorish World TV, we come to entertain you, come to teach you, come to uplift you, and come to inform you about the frauds that exist among us. So with that being said, I'm going to play a song or two. One of my favorites. I think one of my favorites. Let me see.
And you supposed to be the foremost authority on all type of manuscripts, and man, you took a hell of a L, silly Billy Carson.
So we're gonna play a song or two. You know how we do. We're gonna do what we do. I want you to sit back and relax. All right? And we're gonna do what we do. All right. I want you to grab your partner.
You thought you were smarter than everyone else.
Come on.
They waste scammed your people and acquired your wealth.
Oh yeah.
You were scandalous, all about yourself. But now we gon' take it all back and give the people real help. You were the bully of the internet, trolling was an obsession, showing aggression to those who came with questions. Had people donating to build your empire. But now the roof is on fire and about to expire. You wife about leaving your family, scared that the world is gonna discover that you're really a Fed. All the disrespecting while in witness protection, hiding in plain sight undetected. But you attacked wrong brother and started a war. I guess your pops never warned you not to play with them more. You thought you were smarter than everyone else. They waste scammed your people and acquired your wealth. You were scandalous, all about yourself. But now we gon' take it all back and give the people real help. Everything you got it from mental extortion. I know you're praying to Monsieur to lose you for you don't lose you for you. I know trying to figure how you can win this game. Put your assets into Shirley or Peanut name. But that won't work because then more is intelligent. And when it all said and done, you're gonna end up selling it. You should have checked your ego and shut your mouth. Now the world is watching as the more air you out. Thought you were smarter than everyone else. They waste scammed your people and acquired your wealth. You were scandalous, all about yourself. But now we gon' take it all back and give the people real help. The people real.
Certified boogeyman. Certified boogeyman.
Check 1, 2.
Certified boogeyman.
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Certified boogeyman.
We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors.
Certified
How
boogeyman.
people are being murdered on a daily
Jasmine!
consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple of weak frauds that crept through. They put the peen on me. I didn't neglect you. Time's up. Allow me to bless you. They yell reparations and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper claimed he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
Certified
You
boogeyman.
can't get dropped in a pit of snakes
Certified boogeyman.
and trying to figure out which
Yes,
one
I
has
did.
venom sacs.
Certified
I'm this
boogeyman.
tall. This one is not
Certified
poison.
boogeyman.
FBA was laughing when they went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand. That's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating. Talk to
Certified
them.
boogeyman. Certified boogeyman.
Yeah.
Certified boogeyman.
Yeah.
Certified boogeyman.
I'm back like I
Certified
left
boogeyman.
something. And you kept frontin', sick the Romans on me, but they ain't really stopped nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't added up. I'm swimming in the deep waters. Time to take a deep dive, see who you really are. Who named you Tariq Sheet affiliated with the gods? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip hop was conscious.
Welcome
You came
to another
with
edition of
something
Morse World
different.
TV.
Goofy clown rap to take it off track, but you was so whack, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned into a thug. From Cosmo to K-Fact, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was
What?
trash, no good. You
What?
was hip-hop police, stitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. And I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them.
I'm trying to tell you. Thurman Smart. I got you, brother. Thanks for your support. Yes, family, welcome to another edition of Morse World TV. I am your esteemed host, Brother Tahaka Bay, GS Tahaka Bay, and just your brother, your friend. They're here to give you the download of what's going on. Thank you for all your support, family. I'm dropping the Cash App in there just in case you decide to support with a cup of coffee or a Learjet. I'll accept it all. I'll accept it all. If you want to support for a cup of coffee, a school in Delaware, if you want to support for a museum, I'm here. I'm here for it all. So thank you in advance with the Cash App. That's that. If you feel up to it, if you feel to, support for a school, if you feel up to it, a museum, ain't every day people just want to buy a museum for people. I'll accept. But anyway, family, welcome to another edition of Morse World TV. I'm your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. One of the things that I'm addressing tonight is Miss Yevette Carnell. Now listen, I know that this is a long time coming. I know that this is a long time coming. Family, why haven't anybody really addressed this? What happened was the other night I was on the show and it was a brother, Naps TV, chimed in and he mentioned something that stood out to me that was very obvious. And I was wondering why even I didn't touch on it, why people didn't touch on it. But when you read the post from Yevette Carnell, she have a real disdain for Pan-Africanism. She has a real disdain for Africa in general. Now, the thing is this. Where does this come from?
And so myself and Moochie Bear decided to go on a journey to try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Where did all of this disdain come from? Why would one ultimately have so much to say about Africans, people of African descent, and have very little to say about those who have put Africans and people of African descent in this compromising situation anyway? Pardon me. The polling is outside heavy. But the point of the matter is, why haven't anybody really addressed this? This should have been a series. You know what I mean? Like, somebody should have done a series when this was hot. I wasn't paying attention. I had other things that I was taking care of. You know what I mean? So I have other things I was taking care of. But this should have been a series. Somebody should have combated this and beat this down to a pulp. This bad information, this misinformation, and this weird logic. Unfortunately for her, she did herself in. And today, nobody's really paying attention to this rhetoric. Her and Mr. Nasheed, the rhetoric about ADOS and FBA was founded on reparations. That conversation has came and went. Remember, the foundation of the conversation is you need to be ADOS to obtain reparations. You need to be FBA to obtain reparations. Same conversation, separate acronyms. Same conversation, separate acronyms. But now, the issue is, now that nowhere in political circles is anybody talking about reparations, not any significant circle. Now, what? Where is the Freedmans? Where is the Lord Abadabadu at? The Freedmen people, where they at? Where are the Freedmen people? Where are the ADOS people? Where are the FBI? Now it's not a popular conversation. They done moved on and they just sprinkle reparations into other gossip conversations of the day. But one of the conversations that we ain't gonna let pass, that I'm not gonna let pass, is the disdain. Is the disdain that was perpetrated against people of African descent. Our universal family. And no one said nothing. I mean, people said something, but I don't think it was like it should have been. But I think the question now is, okay, two things. First of all, if someone speaks against their people, where nowhere on the planet where you can't find us, where at some point we wasn't victimized by colonization, colonialism, racism, prejudice, slavery, whatever. There is not a place on the planet you cannot find that we haven't been on the receiving end of what they would come to label white supremacy in the last 400 or 500 years. You can't find nowhere. So it begs me to wonder, why is the attacks always on the same one that has been victimized at some point in history? Why? And I can only come up with one reason, which we're going to talk about. But now, I wanted to get into some of the logic that Yevette Carnell was able to sell to people. Like, that's one thing I like about Moorish World TV. One thing I like about Moorish World TV, that we can take a step back, right? And we can look at some of the things that people say, and you can look at it from hindsight and say, wow, yeah, that is pretty dumb. That don't make enough sense for someone to be following that. That's pretty goofy. And I want to cover some of that today. You know, listen, I was looking at some posts that people have wrote, and I seen some people were on it. Some people were on it. Like this post right here I seen. It says, when ADOS names us as descendants of slavery, they are saying we are descendants of an institution of white supremacy. No, we are descendants of enslaved African people who built this country and survived slavery. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that makes a lot of sense, that we are descendants from people who had been held against their will and put to work against their will. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And don't get it twisted. Yes. We know that some of our people had something to do with it. However, the perpetrator and the orchestrator should get his due, her due, as it relates to the share of the blame, if you will. They should get the share of the blame. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, our people need to take some responsibility too. But hold up now. But this post right here, it now open up a door, and when we think about FBA, that's another ideal or acronym that traces people to an institution, not to a people. It traces people to an institution, and I thought that was profound that someone put it that way, because slavery was an institution. I mean, so when one make this thing that descendants of slavery, like your origin starts with slavery, is crazy. And when one say foundational Black Americans and they trace themselves back to a plantation, it's crazy at the end of the day. It's crazy. So and then let me tell you some of the stuff that's suspect. I know there's going to be later on in about 30, 40 minutes, there's going to be some ADOS in here. They get scared of me though. They get scared of me. So they don't come too hard. I mean, they don't do too much of foolishness when it comes to me. But there is going to be some ADOS come in here. But I really want them to really listen to what I have to say, if that's possible, and listen to the rhetoric that this lady have had to say. You know what I mean? One of the things that she said was crazy to me. Family, listen to this. We're going to learn today. This is how much hate that this lady, or misinformation that she gives her people to. Listen to this. In one of her posts, she says this. Listen to this. Can anybody believe this? Breaking Bad. Yevette Carnell. Breaking Brown. So wait, dashikis were invented by a Dutch to sell to Indonesian cloth and were traded to African slave traders in exchange for African slaves, and whoever had the most slaves to sell ended up with the most dashikis? Obviously, so that's how they became a sign of opulence. Now, family, this person claimed that they went to Howard University, family. You mean tell me that this person could not take a 3-minute research to find out the origin of dashikis, family? And people really believe this stuff. People really believe this. That dashikis, how the Dutch peddle Indonesian-inspired design to West Africa. That sounds crazy. Like, do these people fact check anything that they read? It's just crazy to me, family. It's just crazy to me. Anybody know the word dashiki is Yoruba? Yoruba. I mean, like, do anybody fact check these crazy people? Huh? Do anybody fact check these crazy people? Like, and I mean, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, just trace the word. Just trace the word dashiki. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see if I got something over here. Dashiki. It comes from the word dashiki. It's a Yoruba term from the Hausa word dansiki. Let me see if I can write it for you. Dansiki, which means shirt. Dan, D-A-N. Y'all can look at this up. Dan, C-A-N, D-A-N-C-I-K-I. Dan Siki. Let me see if I can write it down. Dan Siki. I think it goes like that. Dan Siki. And then you get the term dashiki from that. But I'm just saying, man, how do these people claim to be educated? I've never went to Howard University. Only college I went to is the one where you go for free and you pay with some time. You ain't got to pay tuition. You just pay with some time. You know what I'm talking about. The only one I went to. And I'm smart enough to know that, hold up, let me fact check this. Like, these people say anything just to spew hate against African people or people of African descent. Listen to some of this stuff this lady say. Man. Listen to this, family. Listen to this.
And we have never been divisive, because if we've been divisive, we would not been as good to you and as welcoming to you as we have been. But we know that we are not you. And you know what else? We would never change places with you. We
Let me tell you what they do too. Let me tell you what they do. They make these fake arguments, right? Like, they make up a person, right? Let me show you what they do. I could go, listen, I understand how they play these games, right? Listen, I probably could go platinum. I probably could go platinum on YouTube if I played these games. They make up people, right? Well, this is how they do it, right? This is how they do it. Don't forget the thumbs up, because I'm going into my. I should get paid for this. I'm about to get a golden gold. I could go platinum on YouTube if I played these games. You Africans that's always trying to talk about that you are here to help us, you're not here to help us. See, and when y'all Africans say that you're here to help us, see, we know what games you're playing. See, you're not here to help us. They be talking to imaginary people. They be making up these imaginary people. At least Tariq Nasheed hires some actors to come on late at night on Twitter. But she make up imaginary people. Listen, this is an imaginary person she making up. Listen, this is an imaginary person.
And we have never been divisive, because if we've been divisive, we would not been as good to you and as welcoming to you as we have been. But we know that we are not you. And you know what else? We would never change places with you.
She's making up people, and we know we are not you. Who are you talking to? Man, I'm telling you, I could go platinum. I watch how they play these games. I can. But if you look at the dashiki print, you can tell it's made on a machine. No, the original, let me see. White boy made into a brand and made money out of Black Power movement. Yeah. But the original dashiki, it was made out of mud flaps. Mud flaps. Anybody familiar with mud flaps? The original dashiki, one of the variables. I ain't gonna say the original. One of the variables of the dashiki was made of mud flap. And the new dashikis, of course, they made in China, they made in Taiwan, they made everywhere now. But they not Dutch. But listen, you talking about she caused division. No, I believe that she's something other than what she is. These are failed, let me tell you something. These people are failed educators. You see what I'm saying? They are failed educators. They really are. They are failed educators. Listen to me. Once these people got out of college, they could never find their space. This is my theory. People like this, they go to college and they feel awkward in the first place. They enter college. Now, back when she went to college in D.C., Howard University, if she even went there. I ain't seen nobody that says she was there with them. But, hey, that's not my business, if she even went there. One thing about Howard University at that time, Howard University was like Freaknik College back then. You follow me? They were like Freaknik College back then. What do I mean? Howard Homecoming in the 80s was better than Freaknik. Press 7 if anybody remember Howard Homecoming, how it was so popular back then. And when you're talking about popular, you're talking about it was a culture centered around, at that time, for all intents and purposes, what they would call black pride, black power. This is how Farrakhan was able to get there through Malik Zulu Shabazz. You follow me? But when the learning was done, it was like Freaknik. You feel me? It was like Freaknik. And so when you look at an environment like that and you see a person like Yevette Carnell, you know that Yvette probably was awkward in that type of environment. When you look at the vice president, the former vice president, when you look at her, you can see back then how she fit in. You can look at the hairstyles. I'm not saying that she wasn't faking. But you can look at her hairstyles, how she was wearing the mushroom hairstyle. She was wearing the Anita Baker hairstyle. Press 7 if you know what I'm talking about. Press 7 if you know what I'm talking about. Kamala Harris? She was wearing all the hairstyles back then. You feel what I'm saying? Because that was the thing back then. The hairstyle that looked like Anita Baker, the mushroom joint. Everybody know about this thing. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at her, she looks awkward. She don't look like she could fit in that crowd. You follow me? And that's why I believe that might be the origin of her disdain for her people. She probably was bullied. She probably was treated greasy. You feel what I'm saying? And that's probably was the origin of her bullying people on the internet, because she was most likely bullied or harassed when she was in Morgan State. So when she gets out of college, right, according to her account on the internet, it says before founding the organization, Yvette served as staff assistant to United States Senator Barbara Boxer. Now, let me stop there, family. Let's be clear. She leaves college, according to this, she leaves college and then become the assistant. All right? A staff assistant to Barbara Boxer. Hold up. So we need to get a profile. She leaves Howard University and becomes a staff senator. What's a staff assistant? A staff assistant for the U.S. Senator typically handles a variety of administrative and constituent service tasks. They manage day-to-day operations of the office, including fielding phone calls, assisting constituents, and managing schedules for the legislative staff. They also arrange tours for constituents and attend meetings with the senator when necessary. Additionally, they are responsible for greeting visitors and answering telephones at the front reception area of the office. Now, let me stop there for a minute, family. Let me stop right there for a minute, family. Her claim to fame is that she worked on Capitol Hill. I'm asking where? Where? Why can't we confirm this experience that she uses to tell everybody? You see, this is the thing that they don't like about Moorish World TV. Because once Moorish World TV begin to look inside something, what they make it up to be, it's never that. It's always something. And listen, I don't minimize someone's college education, nor do I minimize someone getting a job as a staff assistant. But don't act like you was putting in legislation, like because you was doing administrative duties for a senator. Don't act like you was pushing some legislation. Because it seems like people use these things to qualify them to represent a group of people. But that wasn't what you was doing. Let me check again, make sure. Let me look at this thing. It also says that you was a legislative aide to Congressman Marion Barry, an assistant to the chair of the woman's right to vote. So you was a legislative aide. You know what that is? Another administrative position. That's it. That's all it is. An administrator's position, a secretary, an assistant. Make sure the coffee is warm and maybe some tasks that is not so risky. That's what it is. They use these big names, man. Listen, man, we done seen this before. We done seen this before. How did this woman get this momentum? This woman haven't proven herself. This is what I was talking about yesterday. I was saying that people don't even prove themselves to be worthy, to be leading a people, and people listening to them. See, I wish I would have caught this when it was hot, though. Oh, my goodness. If I'd have caught this when it was hot, oh, my God, she been cussing me out. And I would have never said a cuss word to her. But I would have showed, as I am tonight, show that, man, this is all a crock of poop. Someone says she's still sharp. She's not sharp. This is what we're going to examine tonight. She is not sharp. Listen to this.
We honor our freedom struggle in this country because we fought. We didn't exist in an all-black country to let white people come in there and take over. Talk to me about how that happened.
Look, listen. Someone just says she's sharp. How is she sharp? Did you just hear what she said? Let me play this back and you tell me how this is sharp. Let's do some critical thinking. How is this sharp?
We would never change places with you. We honor our freedom struggle in this country because we fought. We didn't exist in an all-black country to let white people come in there and take over. Talk to me about how that happened.
Listen to the dumbness she just said. We didn't exist in an all-black country to let white people come and take over. Listen to what she just said. She reminded me of the guy on IG that says, when a cat turned blue, a blue turned cat, how many cats you got? Listen what she said. She said, somebody said, my sister is chief of staff for a state senator and she doesn't a lot more. She does a lot and shows up on the behalf of the senator in many cases. A chief of staff, well, she wasn't a chief of staff. She was a staff assistant. Anyway, with that being said, listen to this. Listen to what she said, though. She said, listen, that's what she sounds like, Crip. She sounds crazy. Listen to what she said. She said, let me play it one more time. See if people catch it. It sounds like the guy on Instagram. It's a black cat and a blue cat. How many blue cats in the bag? And like, huh? Look.
In this country because we fought. We didn't exist in an all-black country to let white people come in there and take over. Talk to me about how that happened.
She said, we didn't exist in an all-black country to let white people come and take over. Isn't that how colonization started in Africa? Isn't that how the slave trade started with the Portuguese? She contradicted her own words in just 2 seconds. So if you didn't exist, then slavery if you didn't exist in a country with all quote unquote black people and Europeans didn't come and take over, there wouldn't be no slavery. That don't even make sense. People need to listen to these words people say. Now, let me play some more. Someone says she's sharp. Someone says she's sharp. How is that sharp?
Talk to me about it. We understand who we are. And for it's not the first time ever, but we're proud of who we are. And I don't think you can deal with that because there's no way to coerce us. So now there's this widespread.
Remember, she's making up a person that she's talking to. There is no person that made these observations that she's observing. There is no person. She's making this up. This is look. This is a person that she done grabbed out of her mind. She's making it up and she's talking. She's just talking to this person that she made up. There is no opposition. She made up opposition last night right before she did this stream. Well, listen to it. There's nobody she's talking to.
There's no way to coerce us. So now there's this widespread mania going on. You can't coerce us no more. We not.
Who is the you that trying to coerce us? See, y'all gotta look. This is the banana in the tailpipe, man. She's making a scenario to turn people opposite of African people. And people went for it. Yeah, we HOS. There wasn't no opposition. She created the opposition. She created the opposition and people went for it. Tariq do the same thing. Tariq do the same thing. He create these fictitious people that's beefing with quote unquote African Americans, Black Americans, whatever, that's beefing with us, and they don't exist. And then the only thing about Tariq, he got a little more money, so he'll get some actors. He get some actors. But listen to this.
I'm not jealous of you. You don't got nothing we need. You came over here for university. Where your school's at?
She told the people that you came over here for university. Where's your schools at? Do she know that the oldest university is in Africa? Does she know that? Do she know that because America in the Western civilization is the dominant civilization, that's where people will go to get education? When Africa was at the top of the totem pole of knowledge, everybody flocked to Africa. That's just a normal phenomenon. That's a normal thing. It's not because you built something. In fact, you didn't build anything. You didn't build anything. In fact, do anybody know the founder, Otis Howard, the one who, anybody know who this man is? Anybody know who this man is? This is Otis Howard. This is the man that Howard University is named after. You see why is he named after? Why do they give the name of a college after somebody? Why? Dun, 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 dun. And listen to what she say about her own people. What did you build?
No more. We're not jealous of you. You don't got nothing we need. You came over here for university. Where your school's at? Huh? You came over here for university in the school and in the country that we built. What did you build? Don't do it.
And then look how confident she is.
This is not a fight you want to wage. You will not win.
She's talking to a fictitious person that's supposed to be of African in origin, saying, don't do it. Don't do it. This is a fight you will not win. I guess they can't win. They ghosts.
This is a sick Negro.
This woman say, don't do it. She's talking to a fictitious person. Unbelievable, family. This woman is nutty as 13 fruitcakes. Let me say, don't do it. Don't do. Who are you talking to? I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen, that's why my podcast can't blow up. I'm too silly, man. I find humor in the most craziest stuff. Yeah. Let me listen. I find humor in the most craziest stuff. Dr. Hassan said, excellent topic, though, because they definitely created a big gap. They really didn't. The gap is closing now, Dr. Hassan. Don't fall for the okie doke. The gap is closing. The gap is closing. Because people, listen, time has passed. People have had a time to investigate, and people are not as crazy as people lead them on to be. I mean, people are not as crazy as people that people lead them on to be. Sometimes our people are so emotional. You know what I mean? Sometimes our people are so emotional that we want to get ahead, and so we accept emotional-driven rhetoric. You know what I mean? From people like her. And soon as so two ways they do it now. As soon as they mention a white man, everybody's eyes perk up. Soon as they mention a white man. You know what I mean? The white man, white supremacy. These are catchwords. White man, the white man did it. White supremacy, white supremacy. They don't even use critical thinking. You know what I mean? Because you know, you got some Europeans, man, they ain't think about this, man. They ain't think about this if we keep it a whole stack. Man, ain't nobody think about you. Then you got some that is wired, that's all they do is think about you. But then the other side of the argument is somebody trying to take what's yours. The immigrants, watch out for the immigrants. Watch out for the immigrants, watch out for the immigrants. You know what I mean? Listen, so with that being said, yeah, this thing right now, people done figured it out. People done took some time. This is what happened on the internet, right? This is what happened on the internet. This is why a lot of those internet personalities have fell. This is why they fell off. Let me tell you why. Because all they do is recycle conversations, and then people listen to it and say, man, this don't make sense now. I done heard the same thing 5 times and it don't make sense. You know, sometimes people think you keep hearing something that, okay, you believe it, but nah, in some instances you hear it and then you examine it more and more. And that's what's happening with this ADOS conversation. Where is the fight for reparations? I mean, listen.
And before you start talking about us, and you know, it's funny how many people try to talk. We never started tribes. Did you know?
This fool said we never started tribes. Listen to this. Family, please thumbs up this video. This gotta be told, family. Listen to this.
How many people try to talk? We never started tribes. Did you know if you are an ADOS Negro and you live in Florida, and if you move to Detroit, that they still gonna welcome you in, and you're gonna see somebody in the street that's gonna say, hey brother, what's up? Hey sister, how you doing? If you move from Louisiana to South Carolina, you're gonna still see Negroes who say, hey brother, sister, how you doing?
You can tell this lady been in a box all her life. She said we haven't started tribes, and I think she's implying that us in America. Family, I was born in Annapolis, Maryland, right? I've been in Baltimore probably about maybe 30 years or something like that. But guess what? You will still have somebody tell me, you ain't from Baltimore. That's tribal. That's tribal. If you come from another town and you sound a little different, where you from? Oh, he from New York. Oh, he from down south. Or she from the Midwest. That's tribal. People identify you with how you talk, how you dress, your mannerisms. All of those have to do with tribal cultures. And we might not call them tribal today, but say, oh, they just from down the south. Oh, they just country. But what is she talking? Is this woman really educated? Is she educated or not? Look at the Bloods and the Crips. Ain't that tribal? Huh? The Bloods, the Crips, ain't that tribal? Dark skin against light skin, ain't that tribal? What's wrong with her? Moors, Hebrews, Nation of Islam, Christians. What is this woman talking about? This woman is crazy. That's right. The sororities, the frats, the Masons, the Shriners. What? I think, man, come on, man. This woman can't be educated. This woman cannot be educated in the sense that she has her education have evolved into common sense. There's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that people will listen to this and say this woman is sharp. No way in the world. Look, facts. Even in NYC, if you're from a different borough, that's right. Oh, let me say. So KWD said, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I work hard. That's right. But look, KWD said Yvette Carnell lifestyle doesn't mesh with African traditional values. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Absolutely. Let me finish playing this video, man. This is crazy.
Sister, how you doing? If you move from Louisiana to South Carolina, you're going to still see Negroes who say, hey, brother, sister, how you doing? Because we never did that. We didn't start tribes. Y'all are some tribal people, and it's created wars. That's how we got here. Y'all sold us from other tribes. You were a part of the flesh.
Omar Santana says she created ADOS. Isn't that a tribe? This woman, I'm telling you, man, how did people fall for this okie doke is beyond me, fam. How did people fall for this okie doke is beyond me. Family, are we that thirsty for liberation, commentary liberation? Because all it is commentary liberation. It's commentary liberation. It's not even real liberation. It's not even real. Family, unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. How do we fall for this? Unbelievable, man. You know what I mean? It's funny to me, man, that our people at this and 2025, the things that we go for in 2025, family. You know what I mean? It's funny to me. Man, even when we look at our people, man, and people like she's sitting there trying to look sexy. She trying to look sexy for Dr. Sin Q. Sin Q. She don't even know how I look sexy. She look like she about to cut you. I don't know if she gonna cut you, if that's sexy, if she mad. What is this?
This is a sick Negro.
What's she doing? We don't know what she doing. Is she mad? Do she want to cut you? Do she want you coming in the room? I mean, what we doing? Look at that look. Woo! Good crazy. Good night. Now you know good and well you supposed to put a little bit of that little gel on them demonstrations. You know you supposed to put a little gel on them edges. This is how you know. Man, listen. I know she all natural, so but they got some natural gel. Let me stop. Bad Grand Chic. Bad Grand Chic. Hey, woo! Man, y'all Morrisville TV citizens ain't right, man. Y'all get me in trouble, man. Y'all need to chill out, man. Ah, man. But for real, family, on a real tip, family, where did she come from? Who knows? Who knows where did she come from, family? You know what I mean? Do anybody know? Huh? Anybody know? Listen to this, family.
This is the first thing we talk about. We talk about black and white in this country as if there's like a demarcation point. There's not. We're mixed up. We're mixed up. And I don't care. Well, Yvette, you lighter than me. You just mixed up. I'm not mixed up. Look at your little narrow nose and everything. Yes, you are. Like you can trace.
Family, listen to family. This shows me the lack of education when people be talking about cultural things. This shows me the lack of education. Listen to what she said. Now, I used to think like this when I was like 17 and first came into the Moorish Science Temple of America. I used to think like, oh man, anybody with a sharp nose, that's because European raped our ancestors. That's when I was like 17, 18. Listen.
This is the first thing we talk about. We talk about black and white in this country as if there's like a demarcation point. There's not. We're mixed up. We're mixed up. And I don't even care. Well, Yvette, you lighter than me. You just mixed up. I'm not mixed up. Look at your little narrow nose and everything. Yes, you are. Like,
family, you know the crazy part about it? You know the crazy thing about this is that Europeans who are not prejudiced and not racist still prefer to intermingle, be around. There's many Europeans, you feel me? There's many Europeans that intermingle with other people, but they prefer to be with their own people when it's time to go to bed, when it's time to eat dinner, and when all is said and done. And they're not racist. It's many Europeans that feel that way. Like they when it's time to go home, hey, you that way, I'm this way. Chinese people, pardon me. When it's time to go home, I go home. I see you tomorrow. All right, peace. Not racist at all. I do believe people out here like that. But this person said that there is no line, none whatsoever, between quote unquote black and white. And then she said, look at your nose. Family, these are the phenotypes, facial phenotypes of Africa. Look at these facial phenotypes in Africa. We see this all around America. We see all of these phenotypes. And when you get down to people like Ethiopia, hold up. This guy right here on the bottom with that sharp nose. That guy with that pointy nose right there. And she got a nerve to just attribute that to Europeans. She's going to attribute that to Europeans. But that shows you how delusional that these people are. And that also shows you that someone put a battery in their back and gave them a script. Because the script does not match up when you study history, phenotypes, especially phenotypes in Africa. It's so many variables of phenotypes in Africa that you sound half illiterate to make a statement like that. It's just true, man. In every corner of Africa, you can find someone in America that never been to Africa, descendants of what they call descendants of slave, FBA, whatever you want to call them, but never been to Africa. You can find someone in America that looks just like someone of one of them tribal origins. That's right. Somewhere. We still got some blue black brothers here. We still got some of them here. Anyway. Who's listening to this lady? Who's listening to this lady? Let her play on. Then let's look at the second thing she said.
You can trace your lineage and see that because that's what, and that is uniquely African American. That is what happens when you are 13% of the population.
She said this is uniquely African American.
And you live right next to the people who have enslaved you. That is what happens to you. You can't say like, well, all these white people might be your great granddaddy. What you talking about? You can't say that.
Yeah, I really think that Yevette Carnell, I really think that she has I'm of the belief that she have a disdain for her own people. I believe that she have a hate for her own people, without a doubt. And I'm not of the thought that there is strong belief in my mind that she's possibly of mixed racial heritage. Yeah, it's a strong belief. It's a strong belief, in my opinion, that she's of a mixed heritage. Now, back in 2022, she did put a picture up, claiming that this was her mother and her father. Family, I can show you. Anybody follow me on social media? You just seen my mother. My father has transitioned, but I can show you a picture of him too. Why do these activists always got blurry pictures? They either got blurry pictures that can't nobody really decipher, right? Or they don't talk about it until they forced to, but they never around their family. They never do family things. Why do you got those, this is supposed to be her and her sister in the background, dark as they are? Y'all peep this? And that's supposed to be her mother and her father. Come on, fam, we need to stop this. Why is it that this is the only picture after 50-some years being raised by a person, and this is all you got? Come on now. Do you mean your mother and your father don't believe in your cause? Is that what we doing? Listen, if you are saying that you ADOS, right? If you saying that you are ADOS and you are fighting a noble cause, then where is your mother and your father? This is why people need to pay close attention to this madness. I'm not saying that that's the litmus test, because everybody have their own life. Everybody do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, where is your mother and father in this support of you fighting for some sort of liberation for a group of people? Where is it? Where is it? I need to know. See, this is what people need. These are the questions people need to ask, man. I'm telling you, these are the questions people needs to ask, family. Where, if she's that serious, she done went to college, she done did all of these accomplishments and did all of these things, then where, is this the only picture you can show of your mother and father that supports you and what you doing? Let me show you something, family. This is a recent picture. There go me and my mama right there. That's my mama right there on the right-hand side. That's my mama right there. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's my mom and my wife right there. That's right. See what I'm saying? That's right. I represent Moors. I represent people who don't get representation. I represent the Moorshwell TV citizens. I mean, hey, I ain't got to hide nothing. Why are these people always hiding? Why are these people always hiding something? All these years claiming that they represent something, why are they always hiding? Why? Come on now. Come on now. That's a red flag. If someone got to hide, they're hiding something. Why they got to hide? Look, they talk about me on the internet all day. I mean, you got people that make videos about me. Oh, he's an op. Oh, he's this, he's that. Oh, Tariq Nasheed, all this stuff. Why are they hiding? Come on, man. We got to be real about this. Shout out to official AV Smooth. Can't wait to visit his podcast, Islam. But look, listen to what she said.
This is the first thing we talk about black and
these people love to hide. Thank you for all the compliments, family. Thank you for all the compliments. But yeah, these people love to hide, family. And then in 2022, this is the picture she said. Let me see if I can find the comment that go with the picture. Listen. And this is how the silly people on side of the comments say, they get me too. Look at that. Look at that. Watch it. These people, man, something else. Look at this. They say, watch it. These people crazy. Look, people be egging this stuff on too. My mom and dad back in the day thinking they were young and cute. Look at this. And then people say, beautiful photo, a very good looking couple. You can't see the photo, Karen.
This is a sick Negro.
And then look at the little children in the back. And they were love to see it. Love and appreciate you so much, Yvette. You're yellow like me, and my mom and dad are nice looking people. I don't know what that means. Beautiful parents, and what I thought had typed. Blame it on the poor eyes. Like, what? These people delusional. They attract delusional people. Beautiful picture. I can't see the picture.
This is a sick Negro.
Look at this. Oh my goodness, man. This gotta stop, man. This gotta stop, man. You mean your mother, your cousin, nobody never come to your rallies? Nobody come. They ain't even got to believe. My mother is not a proclaimed Moorish American, and she show up. They ain't even got to believe what you believe. You ain't got no. If your family don't believe you, why should anybody else believe you? Family, press a 7 on that. That should be the litmus test. There we go. If your family don't believe you, why should anybody else believe you? Huh? Let's be for real. Now, I know in the beginning when you start a journey, your family might don't want to rock with you. You know what I mean? Because my mother used to say, oh, you one of them old Muslims. In the beginning, my mama used to say that. Oh, you one of them old Muslims. Now you don't eat no pork. My mother used to be like that. Yeah, there she was. You know. My mother used to get mad at me. Why you ain't gonna let them children celebrate Christmas? Why you taking Christmas from them? My mother used to be mad that my babies won't let my grandbabies celebrate Christmas. You ate pork. It ain't did nothing to you. My mother used to go to war with me. But after some time, you know, my mother seen over the years how serious I was, how dedicated I was, and how it changed my life. My mother said, I can't do nothing but support this. Look what it did. It turned them from, I ain't gonna tell you what that used to be, to like, man, now he trying to awaken other people to the consciousness. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, people don't have to believe you in the beginning. But at some point in time, over the years, I mean, bring a cousin around or something, a sister, a auntie, something. These people don't have nobody that believe in them, except for internet hopefuls. In the words of Pastor Jennings, am I right? Am I right? That's it. The only people believe in these people is internet hopefuls. That's it. And that's a sad thing. That's a sad thing that our people have come to believe in people from the internet who cannot validate themselves by producing a valuable proof that it's legitimate, that producing something tangible on the back end, and then their immediate family don't even support them. Thank you, Tubere. He said, I commend and salute you for your positive change. And that's another thing. The brother says commend me for my positive change. My whole community is aware of how I flipped my life around. Like, if I remember my sister was having a party at a club one time, right? My sister was having a party at a club one time, and I was at the club, and, you know, people was drinking, they was smoking weed, they was doing all this stuff, and my sister, she don't smoke no weed or nothing like that, but, you know, our friends from back in the day, they do what they do. Man, they was up there making confession. Look, they call me Tito from back in the day. Look, Tito, look, or Tahar, whatever you call yourself. Listen, man, I still smoke, right, but I'm working. I'm like, man, you ain't got to make no confession to me. I mean, but people in my community know me. Who knows these people? Is my point. Now, let me get to the grand finale of this. I got to get ready to get out of here. Let me get to the grand finale of this. One of the reasons that I believe that Yevette Carnell have a problem with, one of the reasons I think she have a problem with Africa and Pan-Africanism is because someone mentioned it earlier that her lifestyle doesn't support. Her lifestyle would not, how can I say it? I'm going to say it like it is, family. Her lifestyle would not be accepted in African countries, majority of African countries, or accepted within the Pan-African ideology. And that's just what it is. and the way that some of these Pan-African proponents speak on. Now, she haven't confirmed or denied that she is from the Sugared Up crew, but it is suspected that she is from the Sugared Up crew, right? And if she is, then it would make sense. That that out of 54 countries, is it 54 in Africa? That at least more than half of the countries is not accepting that lifestyle. You follow me? None of these countries will be accepting that lifestyle. They're not accepting the sugared up lifestyle. In fact, when we pay close attention to how they deal with some of this lifestyle of the sugared up, you will find that it's pretty harsh. This is same-sex activity is prohibited under the Criminal Code Act and Same-Sex Prohibition Act 2013, and this is Nigeria. So in Nigeria, this is why she always talk about Nigerians. Many that she talk about is Nigerian. You follow me? You feel me? In December, the president approved the updated directive preventing LGBT individuals from serving in the armed forces. This is in Nigeria. You feel what I'm saying? Reports quote a revised directive as stating an officer must not engage in homosexuality, lesbianism, and bestiality. He or she is not, she is not to belong to or engage into activities of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, trans, queer, questioning, intersex. I mean, they name everything in Nigeria. Everything in Nigeria. So, of course, she's going to attack Africa because Africa don't support the lifestyle that she is accused of dipping and dabbing in or live that lifestyle. You follow what I'm saying? In Kenya, no different in Kenya. Same thing. You can get 14 years in prison for demonstrating what they call indecency. You follow me? Same X activity. And that was from 1930 law. Mauritania, you can get death by stoning. They criminalize LGBT, criminalize activity between males, criminalize activity between females, imposes the death penalty. You see? Now, I'm not saying that it's right, wrong, and indifferent. I'm just saying that I can understand the anger now. Nigeria, death by stoning if you're caught in this demonstration. You know what I mean? I can understand the anger. In Jamaica, 10 years in prison with hard labor. Now it makes sense why people would be easy to attack for another group of people, our own people. Because I believe that these attacks are orchestrated by an invisible hand. But in order to get people to do it, they have to fit a certain criteria. They have to fit a certain demographics of America, or quote unquote demographics of Black America, in order to take this bait to attack their own people. They have to fit. They have to have some embedded anger, or they have to be indebted to the authorities. You feel me? They either indebted to the authorities because they let them slip, or they've been working with the authorities, or they have some pent up anger anyway. You follow me? Trinidad and Tobago, 5 years in prison. You follow me? And she points out some of the worst countries have managed to reduce extreme poverty except Nigeria. Notice how she picks out Nigeria. You follow me? I am an African, not a Kata. And in this presentation right there, which I don't have time tonight, in this presentation right there, she tried to act like she's trying to prove who's an African by looking. Unbelievable. 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 I'm just saying, family. At the end of the day, it makes sense why she would be one to attack Africans and people of African descent. Because culturally, she cannot identify principally. Listen, when I say culturally, I'm not saying that we all walking around with dashikis. I'm not saying that we all walking around in Islamic garbs or traditional African garbs, but I'm saying culturally and principally. Principally, we understand that the culture may differ. However, it shouldn't offend us because the culture differs. It should enlighten us and enrich us to understand how diversity works. And understand that everything in Africa is a deeper symbolism to it, and it means something. It's just not throwing on a shirt, and it's just not throwing on a pair of jeans. It's just not throwing on a sweatsuit. What is worn in Africa traditionally has some meaning to it, unless they take on the Western clothes that is handed down to them. And shout out to Ibrahim Traore, who said he's not accepting handout for hand-me-downs no more. He said he's not accepting hand-me-downs no more. You follow me? Because the African clothes have meaning to them. They many of the garbs, even if they look like something that you wasn't wearing, culturally is significant. You follow me? So with that being said, I just had to get on Yvette Bumper. I can understand why she's so mad at our people, and it's the reason why is because her alleged lifestyle, which we don't know because nobody knows who she is for real. Nobody knows who she is. Nobody knows who her community is. Nobody knows who her neighbor is. And when you talk about reparations, think about this. When you talk about reparations should, for all intents and purposes, it should restore families. You follow me? Because families was broken up. Communities was broken up. Societies was broken up and nations was broken up. You know what I mean? Now, if reparations would ever happen, it would be to restore that. And those who are of the sugared up group, they don't have typical families as it relates to building communities and nations and things of that nature. And what I'm saying is, I don't think that they should be deprived of their reparations, but at the same time, reparations supposed to restore families. I would think so. I don't think anybody's gonna get any reparations because it's just not in the cards that way. Only reparations that we will get is the work that we put in to repair ourselves. That's it. And all those who want to assist us and help us with that deed, may Allah, God of the universe, whatever you believe in, bless your heart. European, Asiatic, Black, African, whatever you choose to call yourself, whoever choose to assist us in this heavy lifting endeavor, may you be blessed with your efforts, for your efforts, and you be born again in this world, one of the leaders to help us get up out of this situation, because it's a shame that the whole world has an identity that they identify with, that they are enriched by. They have a culture that they identify with, that they're enriched by. And us as a people, we are mixed up, scattered up, and all over the place. And we allow people that look like us to perpetuate the same mixing and scattering of us as a people. And at the end of the day, we all don't have to see God alike. We all don't have to see society alike. We all don't have to see the world alike. But one thing for sure, and two things for certain, we all get treated alike, no matter if we are in Botswana or we are in Baltimore, if we are in Haiti or if we are in Jamaica. No matter where we are at, we are the burden bearer and the one who is always side-eyed. So there's no way we should be beefing with each other. The only beef we should have is to flush out the hypocrite, the crazy one, the one that's trying to turn us against each other. Whoever does that, that's the one we should go against. And that's just what it is.
Certified boogeyman.
I hope y'all enjoyed it tonight, family. I love to do what I do. And I just do it for you. Come on. Yeah.
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not. We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you.
Hey, I'm still sharing.
On me, I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper, claim he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes
Certified boogeyman.
and trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Don't forget to share.
This tongue, this one is not
Certified
poison.
boogeyman.
FBA was laughing when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand, that's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them.
I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family.
Cause people look like me, continue to scam me.
Continue to scam us
In the name of liberation,
But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating.
Certified boogeyman. Certified boogeyman.
Yeah.
Certified boogeyman.
Check it out.
Certified boogeyman.
I'm back like I left something.
And you kept frontin', sick the Romans on me, but they ain't really stopped nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't added up. I'm swimming in the deep waters. Time to take a deep dive, see who you really are. Who named you Tariq Rashid, affiliated with the gods? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip-hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off track, but you was so whack, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug. From Cosmo to K-Flex, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, stitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. And I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
All the streets in.
Ho! What do I have to find you for, sir? When you're my dad. You're a fraud. You're a fraud.
I'm good.
You're a fraud.
I'm good.
You're a fraud.
I'm good.
If this was another genre like entertainment news, this shit would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece. This man